So allow me to introduce myself. My name is... Well, you know who that is, don't you, boys and girls? Yes, if you are listening now, which you should be, or you have just done, to Wasted Years. Ooh, an Adrian Smith composition, and reach out by a guy called Dave Colwell and the Sheriff of Huddersfield. Yes, the Sheriff, the one and only, Mr. Rodney Smallwood, who we shall be speaking lots and lots of loads of verbal about very shortly. First of all, let me move this little scrap of paper out of the way so I can speak to this stupid microphone without the stupid headphones falling off. Right, yes. Adrian's first single as a writer of that A-side of the band and all that. Bleeding good stuff. Do you know that song means that there was no good looking to lost opportunities in the past? Well, who does, stupid people? You should always take hold of the present. Ah, that reminds me. I tied a bow on me boy last night, and that's what she said to me then. Let's take hold of the present. Eh? No? Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Stupid people. Anyway, Reach Out has Adrian singing, which is on the B-side, on the old mumbling, jumbling vocals, and he used to play in a band called Urchin. Yeah, Urchin, get out of it. And he had a bloke in a band called Dave Colwell, and I believe Andy Barnett was in there. We'll talk about him in a minute. Anyway, we had a little band called The Entire Population of Acne, see, and we did this little song, as we did, oh yes, by the way, we got Stranger in a Strange Land, and that girl, and Juanita, whatever going back, Juanita, never going back at all. Right, now, that was written by a guy called Derek O'Neill, and a guy called Steve Barnacle. But first of all, yes, I better give you the release date, which was the 22nd of November 1986. And it reached the chart position of 22, the Avenue. Anyway, nevertheless, yes, Stranger in a Strange Land. I will mention this because that girl and Juanita, which are on the B-side of this, were actually songs that we recorded, with me and Adrian, just playing them on their own. Now, not a lot of people know that, but we did. The rest of the lazy gits in the band, they couldn't be bothered to learn the Boxer song, so we went in there and recorded it ourselves. They said, Harry goes, well, I don't know this. I said, well, go and learn it. He said, well, no, I want you to record it, then I'll learn it. I said, well, that's a bit silly, isn't it? He said, no, go on. You get your gim butts in there, the pair of you. You know the song. You do it. So we did. And it turned out pretty good, didn't it? So those 3 songs were done like that. Anyway, talking of that girl, by the way, for a second, a guy called Andy Barnett wrote that song. Talking to Barnetts, Barnett Fair, rounds with everyone. I went out the other night with this fucking redhead. No hair, just a fucking red head. Anyway, moving back. Yes, Wasted Years. Did I mention it was released the 6th of September, 1986? That one, by the way, reached a chart position of 18. Nah, that wasn't bad, was it? Nice one for H. First A-side, as I said, that he's written. And then moving on, it says here, Sheriff of Huddersfield. As you very well know, because you've just bloody listened to it, haven't you? You lucky lot. Now, I've got to give you a little bit of history on our Rod Smallwood, our governor there, our second in command. Now, you picture this. There he is, living in the hills of a little place called Los Angeles, a little speck on a map. Los fucking Angeles, it's called. And he's living up in his little castle there, which is sort of up behind a rainbow, see, which is off the Sunset Strip. Anyway, he misses. I enormously misses his HP sauce, his can of massy peas, his pork pies, and his rugby, and his cricket. Now, as you know, over here in the great US of A, they got this fucking abbreviation sort of game, or sort of a mixture game of rugby, and they call it fucking football. Stupid twits is having a fucking light football, is it? Anyway, nevertheless, he don't want to settle for that. He wants all this, oh, me old cronies, oh, jeez, oh, I miss 'em all so much, oh, drinking down to pub. 5 bloody pints of Yorkshire bitter with me pals. Oh, they're mamby-pambies for me. Ooh. So he misses it real big time. So there he is out living in the foothills of Los Angeles. So he thinks, yeah, I know what I'll do. Oh, I'll get myself a bloody satellite and I'll stick it on the bloody roof and I can tune into all them bloody bleeding budget companies' coverage in the first, second, third and any bloody test match I can get my hands on. Plus all these rugby bits and pieces. So he calls out this firm and he gets his satellite stuck on his roof and the guy goes, oh, see, amigo, I have it all working for you now. It's nothing wrong. It's all cool. It's all ready to go. So everyone goes, okay, well, we'll wait there. Let me go and have a look. So he presses the buttons, right? what does he get? All the American programs, all these poxy South American things with all these all that stuff going on. He don't know what the fucking hell mumbo jumbling they're doing, and they ain't even got a clue what a fucking rugby ball looks like. So he's pissed off. Oh, bloody no good to me. Oh, that bloody much money I spent on this bloody piece of shit. Oh, I can't even get me bloody bleeding budget company. Oh, I've had enough. So, I hasten to add, ladies and gentlemen, he's moved back to England. Oh, God bless him. Anyway, he wanted us to go out there and live with him. You know, he said, oh, come on, guys. Oh, Nicky, come on, live on. Bloody great. We can do it on the rainbow. Oh, I've got me own little corner in the rainbow. No, I've got me own mushy piece pizza and all that stuff good. Dear old Keith Wilford, God bless him, he used to have to record all the old test matches and rugby games and send them, Federal Express them, overnight to Rod, because he needed to keep up with it, you know, so it was real serious for him out there. And so, we had this song that Adrian had written, that we had recorded on the Somewhere in Time album at that period of time, and we thought, well, come on then, let's put some words to this song, because we didn't actually have any words. So, as it transpires, we decided to write a song about Rod, and we called it The Sheriff of Huddersfield. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you, I hasten to add, he actually is from Huddersfield. Oh, bloody up north. Oh, 100 kilometres due north of Watford. Anyway, we all sat down. I was actually out of the room for about half an hour, 40 minutes before this, you know, before I'd walked in the room. Everybody was sitting down. Rhodey, Steve Gadd, you know, Mike Kenny and Robbie Price and Bill Barkley, they're all in there. A couple of the studio engineers that were sort of befriended the band and that. And anybody, but mind you, I had to be, really it was only the band and the crew because they knew Rod. So everybody came up with these ideas. And sort of the lyrics were put down together by the whole lot of us. So there's a bit in the middle, innit, where Roddy goes, Bruce actually goes, oh, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rodney, and I'm immensely strong. I can lift 5 nappies on 10 tits shovel. And it goes on, right? Well, in that section, there's just a little spot where Bruce had to do that, the narrative bit, and he basically ad-libbed it. He had some notes, but he really just kind of blew through it, and it came out perfectly when at the end of that sort of little solo section where Bruce does that little part. And so when he did it, we were absolutely creased up. We could not believe it. We just started laughing. And Martin Jar, the governor, or the animal, Birch, and all them good name and thing we give him over the years, he couldn't stop laughing. All the knobs were getting all bashed out of place, and everyone was screaming and laughing and riotous. And that's how we came to sort of formulate the Sheriff of Huddersfield. But it was funny, and we thought, hey, what's Rod going to do? Oh, well, by the way, one other thing about that is we couldn't let him know about it because we thought, well, if he finds out about it, he'll be on to the governors down at EMI there, and he'll be going, oh, bloody having none of that. Give us a bloody master tip. Oh, I'll bloody eat it. Give it to me now. And so we thought, well, we better not let him know. So we actually got in touch with the people at EMI and said to them, whatever you do, don't let Rod know there's a third track on this single. And keep it hidden from him, and you know, don't let him hear anything until you've pressed it, cut the single, and it's all or cut it and pressed it, and it's all ready to go. So it was one of the best kept secrets in the business at that time, because if he'd have found out, after he heard it, he said, "That's it. You're fired, the bloody lot of you. I do want to be a manager." We said, "Sorry, we're going to hold you to your fucking contract, so there." No, God bless him. He took it great. He sort of gave us a bit of a hard time for a while, but I think he saw the error of his ways and he moved back to England, and now he's lives happy ever after down the road with his missus, Kathy. So, hi Kath, how you doing? Anyway, yes, Stranger in a Strange Land, that's moving on. I've only got a few minutes now to tell you about the sleeve for this here single. And Stranger in a Strange Land was based on a story that Adrian had read in the newspaper about an expedition that got lost in the North Pole. Silly gits, of course they didn't get lost. There's no signposts up there, are there? And they found some frozen bodies, almost perfectly preserved. I wonder what parts were not preserved. Anyway, Adrian, apparently he met one of the expedition who was a survivor. Oh, I guess he must have been a bit old, and it was 15 years ago. I don't know. Anyway, no, he bought the album because of the song, apparently, and now he's actually one of Maiden's top fans. So there. Stuff that up, you Jack CC. Anyway, there we go. Say no more. Yes. Oh, well, yes, I was going to say about the sleeve for this here distinguished sleeve. As we looked at it, we see Eddie, don't we? And who's he look like, eh? Oh, hard punk, big boy Dave. Ugh. Yes, Clint Eastwood, no less himself. I wonder if he's seen this. I wonder what he thought when he saw that grotesque Eddie looking like him with the old cerute in the gob. You know, standing in that stupid bar with all them silly twits round him from Star Wars and all that stuff, you know. Well, there you go. Eddie was Clint Eastwood in that. See? And, yeah, good song, good single. And thanks to you guys, chart position 22, as I said. Released the 22nd of November, as I said if I didn't. Too bad. Don't you die on me this time, microphone. There you go. Oh, by the way, just to mention that Andy Barnett and Dave Colwell, who both have songs on the B-sides of that there, Wasted Years and Stranger in Stranded, are actually performing, yes, no less performing, no, you twits, playing the guitars on Adrian's solo album, which is called As Soon As Possible, I guess, or Adrian Smith and Pals, or ASAP, or As About, whatever. You can work it out. You can come up with your own abbreviation for that, but there you go. Listen to that. Sweet stuff. I'm going. I've been in here too bleeding long. I'm going down to the pub. Now, you got to admit, I deserve it by now. I sat in this place and I've got to go. That's all there is to it. Well, you've done it again, haven't you? You know what you've done. So, don't go wasting all that money and wasting all those years phoning up answering machines. Phone us when we're home, you stupid person. Now look, me and you've got the message. Leave it. Your name and your number, and what time of day it is, when you were born, how much money you've got in the bank, and we might phone you in the next couple of years or two. So until then, goodbye.